Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to the Extreme Wise Predictions channel. Today is our Answer Monday video where I get a chance to answer viewers' questions in the lens of a psychic. If you're new to the channel, kindly like, subscribe, and also don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you can get notified when I post similar videos like this. If you want your questions to be answered, kindly drop them in the comment section of this video, and your question may be featured in our next Answer Monday video. Let's get into the video. So before I start answering viewers' questions, I think I made a prediction about the Chile elections that I told you guys that I see a winner. Like I don't see a winner in the November, I think November 16 or something like that. I think that was yesterday. I don't see a winner in the November 16 election, and that the winner is going to emerge in the December election. I think it maybe is December 14th or something like that in that election. And I told you guys that the people who are going to advance has a J in their name, or their name start with a J, something like that. Let's go look at that prediction and then we'll see if I predicted it correctly. The first question I have is, can it help to buy meat from local farmers market or short circuit butcher instead of supermarket to avoid the vaccines in them? Or will the vaccines for the animals also be obligatory on animals' farms? Also in France. So you can buy from small farmers for now, or those short circuits, you can buy from them for now. What is actually going on, or what is actually being done, is being targeted to, I think, is the produce of meats and stuff like that, already processed meats and stuff like that. That is where it is at the moment. So if it changes, I may be able to catch it and then come and tell you guys. But for now, that is where I think they have started from, and this is what is going to be going on. I know a lot of people have not picked it up, like the way I said that AI will take away jobs. I picked it up, and then a lot of people now, when it started unfolding, a lot of people came to actually also second what I was saying. So it could be the same way like this one. But that's what I actually see at the moment. Let's move on to the next question. Next question says that, will the unemployment in the United States or the US continue to rise? What do you see with the stock market? So with the unemployment situation, I think it's going to continue to rise. There is no coming down right now. Like I said before, it is very important, like some of us start, to learn how to become an entrepreneur of our own self and stuff like that, and be able to work for ourselves, because AI is going to take away all the jobs. And by 2028, it's already done and dusted. For the stock market question, it is not clear what your question is all about. I think you said that, what do you see in the stock market? There's a lot of things I see in the stock market. Stock market going up and down is normal stuff. But specifically, if you are able to tell me like what you're actually looking for in terms of, the stock market and stuff like that, I'll be able to tailor it, because here is a case that there's no specific stock you're talking about. And then here is a case that there's S&P 500 larger, traded stocks in the US. There are also other stocks in other countries that are also there. And then there's index funds where millions of stocks are actually piled in one. All these are all, part of the stock market. So if you want to be specific to your question, I'll be able to respond to your question. Let's move on to the next question. Next question says that, hi, what will be the outcome of Trump and Epstein files? Will he and others be held accountable? Will they release all the files to the public? So with that being said, I think I made a prediction in the past that here's what is actually going to be happening. I said that they will tell us that Trump is in the files, but he's not actually in the files. These are all going to be speculations that are going to be arising, and it has already started arising, that kind of thing like that. But there's not going to be any substantial evidence backing their claims and stuff that way. But the files they are going to be released, but I don't think the full files will ever going to be released, but majority of the files are actually going to be released. And this is something that we have to be looking forward to. And then I see that happening, that some of these things are going to be released where, a lot of people too is going to be blackmailed with the files, claiming that their name is in there, and whilst their name is not in there, and they'll be paying money behind closed doors, to get that information out of the news and stuff like that. But this is what is going to be happening. And accountability, we already know that Trump is being held accountable for a lot of things. So they think that he has the files that he could release. If that gentleman has the files, definitely maybe he's going to be releasing those files, I think. For me, that's what I was thinking. Let's move on to the next question. Next question says that did they start injecting animals in South Africa? So with this question, they have not started injecting like animals yet. I think that's not my prediction. My prediction is for produce. You already processed meat. So those animals that are going to be already processed, they have not announced any kind of like a worldwide or a nationwide vaccination for all animals yet. So I don't think that is what it is. But if you guys import, or if your country, South Africa, imports meat and produce from large countries, then yes. But if they don't, then I think that you are going to be safe by now. But I can't give more details on this kind of things at this moment. So let us leave it there and move on to the next question. Next question says that, hi there, will there be a war within Europe in 2026? If so, will Czech Republic be affected? Okay, so I think that the conflict is already in Europe. There's a lot of conflict in Europe already. And we all know that Czech Republic, for Czech Republic, I think that if Czech Republic is part of NATO, then I'm afraid they may feel some of the heat that is going to be coming, but I don't see them directly involved in a conflict or in a war like that. I don't see Czech Republic being directly involved in something like that. I don't see that happening. But yes, so the heat they are going to face if they are part of NATO, and I think they are part of NATO. Let's move on to the next question. Will there be an accelerated out migration from New York City to the South that can directly correlate with the election of Zoran Mandani? So I don't see anything directly correlated to Zoran Mandani because, New York has already had, out of state migration long before Zoran Mandani even came to office. People were moving to Florida, Texas, Colorado's, Georgia's, and all those things. And these things were driven by housing costs, taxes, lifestyle, climate, remote works, and everything like that. And I think that it has nothing to do with him at this moment. But what I can say for Zoran Mandani is that he cannot keep on his promises to a lot of people because, when you are elected for a specific state, you have to have correlation with those in power to be able to make your vision come through for your specific state. So that is something that he's lacking. So it's going to be difficult for him to actually deliver on his promises because he can only do a few with what already he has in terms of the finances he has. That is where I'm kind of saying that it's going to be difficult for him. But apart from that, out migration, I don't see that happening in terms of that in regards. Let's move on to the next question. When is Russia going to stop the war? Too many people dying. When is the war done? Okay. And see peace. Okay. I think I spoke about this in one of my videos that the war will stop somewhere, I think late 2026. And then this is going to be after Ukraine agrees to actually give portion of their land to Russia. That's what I saw happening. But if they don't agree with that, I can't see any war stopping at the moment. That's what I'm picking up for that kind of conflict. So if Ukraine agrees, the war is going to stop. But if they don't, the war is not going to. And I see that something in that regards is going to happen late 2026, where something huge will happen for them to push to actually, stop the war. And I don't even think that Putin will be in power at that time. I don't want to pick anything up. Let's just move on to the next question based on the fact that your question is not related to that. And then next question says, I wonder if you could elaborate further. So I recorded this. Let me say this. Before I go to the next one, I recorded this video already, but it had no sound. Unfortunately, I didn't, kind of connect my microphones. That's why when I'm speaking, I'm trying to see if I've connected my microphone. So when I came trying to kind of edit and put it out there, I saw that there was no sound in my recording. I recorded, but there was no sound. So I'm re-recording it. So I think this is going to come up a little bit late than the usual schedule. I normally do it Eastern time at 7 a.m. Central time at 8, and then Pacific time, I think at 10 a.m. But it's going to change today for that matter. Let's move on to the next question. It says that I wonder if you could elaborate further regarding Netanyahu political longevity. I say he will definitely won't step down from his own will, but will he be re-elected in the next election in Israel? So I think the next election is not kind of due yet, and the question says that will he have the necessary mandate to be prime minister again? So I don't think that I'm not going to be predicting who is going to win that election. That prediction is going to be for only channel members only, and that time is not up yet. I'm planning something. I'm working on my 2026 world predictions already. So there's a lot of things that I can do at this moment based on that. I want to put that video out there. That video is one of my major videos I do for the year. I want to put the videos out there. Then I'll start my monthly predictions that I normally do. And I'll start I'll say the country predictions that I'm doing as well in that matter. So that, channel members have been selecting about. I'll put those posts today as well for channel members to actually vote. So that is for that one in that regard. So I'll be doing kind of election predictions for channel members going forward, but I'm not going to put out this one, whether he's going to be in there for who's going to win that election. But I will say that when I'm looking at this, the election date is going to actually change for them. I see that the election date will change, and yes, he will have the necessary mandate to be prime minister again. But whether or not if he's going to be the prime minister, I will not disclose that in this video at this moment. But he will have the necessary mandate, and his longevity that I spoke about was the fact that I said that he was going to stay in power. He's not going to willingly step down. That is the longevity. He's going to stay till he can't stay in power again. That is what I meant by the last time that I spoke about Netanyahu in that regards. Let's move on to the next question. Next question says that will Japan experience a mega earthquake and tsunami in 2026? My short answer for that question is going to be no. I don't see any major earthquake for Japan at this moment. In regards to, kind of what I see for them, I think that it's going to be some investment in technology and stuff. They're going to have a lot of heavy investment in technology in 2026. That's what I picked out for them in that regards. In that case, let's move on to the next question. Next question says that do you see like mega volcano in Italy in 2026? So I think that when I was making the video previously, I picked up on something. I think is it Chiampia Fragiel. I had a deja vu, like when this question was coming up, I already had this question up before, and then I think that there was some volcano in that region or in that place. I saw that happening in that regards. It was something like this question was coming up when that thing has already happened. That is the experience I was having at that time, and I think that is what I was reading. I was picking up when I had made the first video without the audio. I was picking up. So I felt that something has already happened, and I figured out. I couldn't figure out why that actually happened. Anyway, I'm sensing, there's going to be a volcano in Italy for sure in 2026. That's what I see for them. Let's move on to the next question. Can you please look at the economy? Do you see a world recession? The simple answer to that question is yes. Currently, the world is in a world recession, and it is up to the world to accept whether we are in a recession or not. It's not to individuals to actually accept that. So some people will say we are not, but the fact is that everything that is going around shows that we are in a recession, and nothing else can change that. And that is what I am seeing that happening in that regards. So we are definitely in a recession for that matter. Let's move on to the next question. Next question says, I'll put it in two parts, I think. Next question says that, do you see by 2030 half of the population gone? Many predict this, but when I think of it, I get it's not what you think come to mind. So no, I don't see all the population gone by 2030. I rather see that all jobs are actually gone by that time. And then we are entering the world where I would say that, AI is going to take over everything. And I wouldn't say, but I think it's around 2032, things is going to happen. A lot of things will happen by 2032, which will reveal it all to us by 2032. But jobs will be taken by 2028. And that is what I predicted previously. By 2028, jobs will be taken away. Jobs will be taken away by that time, by 2028. And that's what I picked up the last time in that regard. So this other question says that, what do you think of the 3D to 5D stuff? I think that, do you see people going to different Earth, or one Earth with different potential outcome depending on how things goes? And I've seen some talk about learning the truth about our existence. So the learning the truth of our existence is all speculations. These are some of the things that our school system actually teach, embed things into us to make it become the truth. Our existence is our existence. There's no truth about our existence. When we were not there, when the existence happened, we cannot figure out what the existence actually was. Those are all going to be, theories that is going to be out there, to mislead people and stuff like that. And I have a different perspective about our existence. That is going to be my opinion, but I wasn't there when it was created, so I can have the truth. So the truth cannot be the truth. It's going to all be speculations or some theories, that is going to be floating out there. And then about the 3D stuff, and that I will be saying that the 3D thing, I think that it's not about people living on different Earth. It's not going to be like people are actually physically living on different Earth. It's going to be of a higher consciousness when it comes to those things, where you can, one human being can be uh, kind of have two different feelings, one for the world and one from something else. It's like when I'm sitting here right now, I'm getting information that is living in a different world in the same body. And then another one will be like, I'm here and I'm focusing on you and I. So it's about consciousness, and all this has nothing to do with anything physical that would be like people living on different earth. It's not going to be happening. Let's move on to the next questions. Next question says that, will Ali, I think is it Ayatollah, step down soon? Will there be a coup in Iran shortly? So I think I made a prediction about this in June, in my monthly June 2025 psychic predictions, where I said that Ayatollah will eventually pass away. That I said that, and then there's going to be a new ruler for the Iranian government or something like that. So I saw that happening. What is going to actually happen for him to actually step down? Can't talk about the coup and stuff like that. but I cannot disclose those information on social media. So let's just say that maybe he aged and he passed away. Let's just say it that way in that regards. And then let's move on to the next question. Next question say, how long could Sani Takachi stay in prime minister in Japan? So, let the lady be for a while. She just, became the prime minister, I think maybe last month or something like that. She made history becoming the first lady prime minister. So let her be for this moment at this point. And then, you know, and see what is going to be happening. I think they have like, I don't know if it's 5 years or whatever it is in that regards, and talk about something else, because she just assumed power. If you were being in power and somebody is talking about when are you going to leave, you just assume power and people will be talking about when you're going to leave. It wouldn't be that nice. Let's move on to this next question. It says, how long will Lee Jae stay in presidents in South Korea? I think that um, this, I think he just became the president this year. It's the same, almost the same kind of question. And I think their presidency is for 5 years as well. So let's wait till that time happens where there's going to be a new election, and then we'll kind of predict who is going to be next, or if he's going to still stay or something like that. But when people just assume power, let's not talk too much about their role, their new role. Let them have a feel of it and stuff like that. Like the new mayor in New York, like this, a lot of people are making speculation. Let the person breathe. Let them stay in power for a while. Will Kim Jong-un step down soon? So I think I made a prediction way back in September that I see that there's going to be chaos happening in North Korea. And I said that I have a feeling that Kim Jong-un was going to no longer be in power. And I said that there was going to be, let's say, like a woman who rose, I think, from behind. But I see a lot of chaos happening in North Korea, and that is it. And I think that something tied to illness or something, he's going to have something tied to illness, and that is what I saw happening. And then he said I don't know how to pronounce the name. Is it Isaac? Step down soon. With that, I said that I don't think is going to step down soon. I don't see that happening. He's not going to step down soon. Maybe unless maybe he passes away or something. The guy is very old at this moment. I think maybe 79 years or something like that. He's not going to step down unless he passes down or he passes away. It's not going. I don't see him stepping down. I only see him only maybe stepping down based on the fact that he's no longer with us. That's what I see happening. This is going to be the end of our Answer Monday. If you enjoyed this, you can check my other videos on my channel. I made a prediction about the United Kingdom, Turkey, and I also made a prediction about Nigeria. And I think I had other prediction about, I think, the US and China as well. You can also look at those predictions, enjoy those predictions. And this week also we're going to have a new country prediction as well. Thank you guys for watching the video.